Realities and Perceptions Part 1. This is my story, what is yours? Open for public comments and critics. Let us debate and not argue. This is my truth and what is yours? The analogy of an African. Please like and subscribe, for by doing so, you are saying viva to the development of underground African writers movement. This book is based on an analogy of the author, as he expresses his views and sentiments about the failure of civilization and system towards its subjects, the very people it governs, deceives, and enslaves. Through this book he wishes to alert all sleeping souls to wake up and heed the call. That's so fundamental to change the stereotype mentality engraved in people's DNAs for millenniums, which is the prime factor sabotaging the true independence of human race. A living archive who in his lifetime has witnessed numerous events in this mother continent and the world at large, fortunately, has lived this far to share his little secrets with you. And should you embark with him on his journey, you probably will smile, laugh, and cry euphorically for your freedom at last. Many civilizations been and faded, all driven by the superpowers that rose and fell. For as long as the human race acknowledged itself, and each one designed its own system, and instilled it to its subordinates actively or passively in its reign, making it the endorsed way of life to those who coincide in time with. It is indisputable that we are living in the world of uncertainty and fear of the unknown, where law is just a word that defines a need and expectancy to the beholder, and where loyalty lasts for as long the benefactor accumulates the necessity, thus disabling a solidarity which is the required force for the survival of humanity, causing individualism which is the source of upheavals, and no progressiveness in life, and that is precisely the motive behind the puppeteer's intentions. 99% of humans have ceased to use the unlimited capacity of their imagination beyond the unknown, contaminated by the narrative of that's impossible, or I need a degree to achieve that, yet life had proven to the world so many times if not all the time by demonstrating the power of a limitless imagination through monumental geniuses, who were born nobodies yet above all odds, were able to climb the ladder from the bottom to the top and became somebodies. And the list goes as follow. George Washington, President of the United States. Winston Churchill, Prime Minister of England. Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook. Steve Jobs, founder of Apple. Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft. Jacob Zuma, President of South Africa. Samora Machel, President of Mozambique. John D. Rockefeller, founder of the Standard Oil. Ray Kroc, founder of McDonald's. Enzo Ferrari, founder of Ferrari. Quentin Tarantino, movie director. Above is an exemplary list of a few real men and true dreamers who never ceased using their capacity of dreaming beyond the unknown in spite of having lived under a certain civilization, and bound by a designated system, but somehow they managed to rise above the imp to the possible, simple by not containing themselves into a box of the ordinary, but through persuading their true selves they defeated the impossible. Hence it is clear and proven that anything that a human mind imagines and pursues, it wholly can be achievable. African revolutionaries Thomas Sankara and Samora Machel. An illustration by Zapiro depicting both middle-class men in the Old and the New World. These two men are in fact equals, but divided by race and hierarchy. Fortunately enough, we are living in an era where science is able to unfold mysteries and quasi-impossibilities of yester civilizations, making it easy for this generation to distinguish a myth from a fact with a precise definition to any subject that needs be inspected. Life being an intrinsic series of spiritual and events that manifest between space and time to each living being in its habitat, has always been considered a mystery to comprehend its real meaning and reason for existence, though individually each knows its own purpose to be yet clouded by the debris of a myriad activities taking place at once, thus disabling the accuracy in focus to the less knowledgeable to the subject and drift or resort in pursuing the ordinary set by the system, which seems to be an easy way out, instead of living the uniqueness in itself which is the reason that gives purpose and contentment to its existence. Civilization is influenced by the aristocrats, the hierarchy and philosophers within an era. In accordance to the morals and values that define the beliefs that protect their own existence, which in return becomes the religion that drives the lives of the masses into involuntary subordination towards a certain class, while the system is basically the unseen engine piloted by the most powerful individuals within and yet above the hierarchy, who operate behind the scenes, manipulating orders and laws of the daily livelihood, thus assuring the sustenance of nobility and determining the future of the dynasty with its unlimited muscle through creating mass dependence towards it by maintaining the clandestine master and slave relation. Just like the Pyramid of Giza, so is the basis of authority that governs the world as the peak remains the top and the base the bottom, with seemingly no possible alteration to such, while in contrary it can be possible, but only to a calculating mind that thinks fearlessly beyond the ordinary, because it refuses to be subdued by both civilization and the system, making it an independent entity that views the world as a stage, and itself being a spectator, and the universe grants it a proper analysis towards both protagonists and antagonists in the field called the world, thus judging and advancing its approach to new opportunities missed by both players, and toppling both without creating enmity to none, but gaining involuntary support from everyone, and at the end enjoy the throne of its own creation. These ailments which hold back the brain to function freely are taught and engraved to one's DNA from childhood by parents and the society at large of victims of the same upbringing 1,000+ generations before them, making the indoctrination run with ease in their blood vessels as it seemed like civil and outstanding way of how a normal human being should behave or lead his life to a better future, while in contrary it is in fact a great cowardice man could ever succumb to. It is very crucial as an individual to have a curious and an inquisitive mind of own that questions everything before conforming to or rebelling against, in order to view life at all angles and dimensions, thus allowing growth that is unique from the rest, just like the human fingerprints that differ from each other's in spite of relativeness or resemblance, allowing to distinguish one from another on a planet of billions of individuals. As I am preparing part 2 for you, do not forget to like and subscribe, for by doing so, you are saying viva to the development of underground African writers movement. Thank you.